everyone, I'm Chef Barb Batiste and welcome to my kitchen. Today we're going to be making one of my mom's favorite dishes, Arroz Caldo. So let's get started. The first thing you need is chicken. And I take about 2 chicken breasts, pretty large size. And you can get this at any market. The reason I use chicken breasts is because I don't like the bones in it. Well, it was really my dad who didn't like the bones in it. In the Philippines, they use the whole entire chicken and they put it into the Arroz Caldo. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna butterfly it. 2 reasons why. I like to season the whole entire thing, and I also like to kind of cook it as quickly as I can. So now you've got your 2 chicken breasts and you're gonna season that. I've got my wet towel here, but make sure you wash your hands after all of it is done because you don't want chicken juice anywhere or all over the place. I'm gonna take a little bit of salt and then season it with that and a little bit of the pepper. And I don't like to use a lot of salt. I'm not a salty chef. I don't know what that means, but anyway, you put a little bit of the ginger. And I wanted to tell you a little bit about the ginger. Fresh ginger comes just like this, and people kind of try to peel it with a paring knife, and sometimes you end up cutting yourself in that. But my mom used to use this thing. It's actually a melon baller, and on the other side of it is was used for the melons to make a melon juice. But we'll talk about that another day. Another great recipe. But you can use this to peel your ginger skin off of there without having to ever cut yourself. And then after you do that, you end up grating it and it looks just like that. So I season it with that, a little bit of garlic. And then you can turn it over and do the same thing on the other side. Or you can just take what you've got on the back side of the chicken and put it on there, just like that. And then I'm gonna put it onto a pan. And I really hate washing dishes. I hate washing pans. I've done that for a long time. So what I do is I usually foil a pan. And again, I wrapped it because I love baking it, taking it all off, and not having another dish to wash. You can rinse it off though for sure. You lay that in there and you get it into a 350 oven for about 20-25 minutes. And then for people who don't really cook a lot or it's your first time cooking, you can always pull it out of the oven and cut through it, and you can kind of see that when the chicken is done. If you've got a little bit of that pink meat in there, it most likely needs to go back in the oven for a few more minutes. So let's get it in there. So while the chicken's baking in the oven, we're gonna start on our rice. You're gonna take a nice medium-sized soup pot and you're gonna take your rice. And there's many ways to measure this. In the Philippines, you measure it with your fingers. That's not something I'm really great at. So I'm gonna take 2 cups of rice with 3.5 cups of water. And I'm gonna throw this onto the stove and let it boil. So now that your rice is boiling, you're gonna turn it down to a simmer. And you're gonna let it sit in the pot until all the water is dissolved. It's gonna be about 10-15 more minutes. Now that the rice is done, we're gonna take it out of the pot and pour it into this bowl. So the next step is to saute your garlic, your ginger, and your onions. So I'm gonna put about, I would say 3-4 tablespoons of vegetable oil into your pot. And let that heat up just a little bit. You can put that on medium heat. This is the best part, the garlic. I put about 2 tablespoons of garlic and probably about 2 tablespoons of the green onion, maybe about a tablespoon of the fresh ground ginger. So I already have some chicken that I made earlier today that we're gonna cut up. First time cooks or cooks that are just learning, take your time in cutting. You know, you don't wanna hurt yourself. You don't need to speed chop anything. And so I'm just gonna cut it into small pieces, bite-sized pieces. Again, you could take it and shred it if you're more comfortable doing that, or if you like your chicken that way in your porridge. We're gonna incorporate that with the rice to make our arroz caldo. So now that you've got your chicken all cut up and your rice is ready, we're gonna put this in a bowl and we're gonna take it over to the pot where you've sauteed your garlic, your onion, and your ginger. So again, you wanna give that one more stir. It smells really, really good. I'm gonna throw in the chicken that cut up. Give that another stir. And I'm gonna throw my rice in there. Give it another stir. Once you've got that stirred up, you want to add a little bit more water, probably about 1.5 to 2 cups. And remember, the rice is going to suck that right up, so you don't have to worry about putting too much in there. And again, I season with salt and pepper and garlic and onion, but you know what? Some people don't have that experience quite yet, so you can also put in a little bit of chicken broth. And that always makes it taste just as good or even better. And then you're just gonna keep that on your stove probably for another good half hour on medium heat, and it's gonna start to thicken up, and then you're gonna have your arroz caldo. All right, so here we go. I think our arroz caldo is all ready. And we will get a bowl and scoop it into there. Give it one more stir. And then ladle some in there. You can smell all of the ginger and the garlic and the onion. You got your beautiful chicken that you cut up or shredded. And the rice is just perfect. I like to put some scallions on the very top of it and squeeze a little bit of lemon. To add a little bit more deliciousness to everything, you can do this. Some of my family members like it a little bit more spicy. I like it with a little bit more garlic. So I've taken some of that garlic that we chopped up earlier today, and I put a little oil in a pan and fried it up so it's a little bit crunchy. So you can add some of that to your arroz caldo, and maybe a little bit of this chili oil that we make in-house at Big Boy, and then it's ready to go. It's delicious. Thanks for spending time with me today. I can't wait to hear all about your arroz caldo. Tag me at My Be Sweet so I can know how you did. Until next time, sometimes be good, sometimes be bad, but always be sweet.